What's going on, my notary and fingerprint family? We are back. After a while, I'm still here. I'm still alive. So we are going to talk about Certifix Live Scan. And is it worth it? But first, let me pose for my thumbnail. Okay, got it. Hopefully that's a good one. But this is it. This is all you have to take is the Certifix. Your laptop. And this is the box that you need, so it's not too big for your prints. So that's it. And the only thing, oh, one more thing. You need one more thing. Let me show you. You need a portable printer if you do mobile. This is the printer I use, and it's about 10 pounds. It feels about 10 pounds. And this is the all-in-one HP Office Jet T50. This is a good one. Pop it open. Touchscreen right here when you cut it on. And you load. Make your copies because you have to give them 2 copies. You print one. It's Bluetooth. Wi-Fi if you need to print anything. You can print from your phone. So let's talk about. We're going to talk about my days of service, what days I operate. We're going to talk about the pay, accepting accounts, token, advertisement, customer service, training, how long it takes to do the prints, and mobile. I'm mobile for my live scan. So let's talk about the money first, because I hate watching videos where the most important thing people talk about last. But let's talk about the money first. So how much do I get paid, or will you get paid? So there's 2 fees. There's the rolling fee and the DOJ's fee. And the DOJ's fee changes depending on the application. If you need any type of licensing, real estate, notary, where they have to do DOJ and FBI, that's a set fee. If it doesn't need the FBI check, then the DOJ has a lower fee. But if it has to do with like foster care, there's the DOJ, FBI, and child background, and those are the most expensive background checks. So generally, for the most part, the average total would be 75 to 85, and I say that because that the 75 to 85 range depends on the rolling fee. My rolling fee is 35 for now because gas is getting out of hand. The average rolling fee, I've checked different, Googled other companies in the area, and the average rolling fee is 30. And the lowest I've seen was 20, and the most was 40, 45. So you decide your rolling fee, whatever works for you. I've done prints where it came out to 80, and I've done a print where it came out to 95 or something like that. The one that was 80, their rolling fee was 30. The DOJ charged 50 for that background check. And the one that was 95, they obviously charged more for the rolling fee because it was just needed FBI and DOJ for the background check. So they charged more for the rolling fee because it was a company that had employees. So they add more for their rolling fee to help pay everyone. So you can decide your own rolling fee. I just chose 35, extra $5. I do it mobile, and it works here in my town because I'm in Stockton, California. Here, there's only 3 freeways. One up top go across, one on the bottom, and one in the middle that connects. And it only takes 10 minutes, 15 max, to get from one end of the town to the other, and there's almost never any traffic. So it's easy for me to drive from location to location, and I schedule my prints in between my signings or before and map it out that way. So that way I'm not, zooming back and forth across town. But it's a small city and it's easy for me to get around. But if you live somewhere like San Francisco, I don't know, New York or Jersey, where your streets look like this and half of them are one ways, you might want to charge a few extra dollars for mobile live scan. But if you have an office, doesn't matter. So the place that charged the 95, some people they didn't accept account numbers or prepaid tokens. I do. The reason they don't is because you do not get paid right away when you accept the accounts and the tokens. That goes online through your Certifix account, and then you get that um, deposited in your bank. Versus if you do, cash or card, then that goes right to your bank same day. But they didn't accept it. But I accept it because uh, the notary side still brings in enough to where I can live off, even though it's kind of so it's super duper slow compared to what it was 2 years ago or last year. So I do accept the tokens and account numbers. So every time it'll build up so much, and then Certifix will just drop it in my account after a few months. Once you accumulate so much dollars. So if you're okay with that, then I strongly suggest to accept account numbers and prepaid tokens, because that'll bring you more business, especially with companies, because it's easier for them to make an account number through Certifix and have all their clients just hand you the account and not have to worry about payment, because it's easier for them. So I suggest accepting account numbers and prepaid tokens. But if you don't and you want to get paid the same day, just make sure you ask, how are you going to pay, before accepting. If someone calls you, that's what you want to find out. You find out if they have the form printed, because I made the mistake going out and the person didn't have the form printed, but I have a printer with me, so we took care of that. But I always ask, do you have the live scan form printed? And I don't ask about payment because I accept all forms. But they'll ask how much, and I just give them a range. I tell them, look, it could be 75 to 85. Um, Generally, that's the average. It could be less depending on the application. It could be more if it has to do, depending on application, but if it has to do with children, I just let them know that. And they say, oh, okay. I just give them a heads up. I don't tell them exact. So my days of service, I work Sunday to Sunday. Today is Saturday, so I had 2 signings this morning, which rarely ever happens. I almost never have signings on the weekend. So I did have 2 signings today, and I have one fingerprint in an hour, from 45 minutes from now. But they live in the same complex as I do, so I can literally walk there and be there in 2 minutes. So it works out. And I work whenever. I meet people at their business, their home, Starbucks, Target parking lot. We can set up on the hood of my car, which I have done for some people. They say, hey, can you just meet me right here and we'll boom knock it out. Um, so it's convenient. It's not a lot of equipment to carry, so it is pretty easy to set up anywhere. The only thing is, if the sun is glaring on the machine, your prints makes it hard to. It's hard for the machine to see the prints. So we talked about pay. We talked about the token. Oh, I average about 2 a day. 2 a day is good. Considering if I'm doing live scans, I mean loan signings, um, 2 a day, 3 a day works out. Some days I've had 5, and when I do groups, then like churches, I've done a couple churches, insurance companies. If when their class graduates, they all need to get live scan to be an insurance agent. So I'll just go there when their last day of training, and then we'll do all the prints for the people. So every couple months, then I'll go out and do that. So let's talk about advertisement. How do I advertise and get clients? 99% it is not 99%. It's one of two ways generally. It's either word of mouth or um, online. People will find me on Google. Certifix will upload a list of people that's in the area, and the DOJ will upload your business on their website as well. So people will find me one of those 3 ways. Um, so the Google page and word of mouth are the biggest uh, ways I get business. I'll get a call and say, "Hey, oh, you did a friend of mine. My friend told me, said you're mobile and it was quick and easy. Can we set up an appointment?" Or they say, "Hey, I found you on Google. You do live scan." So generally, that's how I get my appointments. and I have to do a church in a couple weeks. The guy from the church called me and said I had 3 people go out and do live scans. Only one of them came back, and you were the one who did the live scan. So I don't know if it has something to do with me or because um, I use Certifix. I don't know what company they went through, or the people maybe they had something on their background check and it's just taking a little bit longer. But anyway, the print I did for one of the people at his church came back quick, so he said, "Hey, can you just come do all of us together at one time?" Because can you imagine having 40 or 50 people that need to get background checked and you say, "Hey, go out." And then everybody goes their own direction. They have to figure out a time and location. They have to find a place that's 9 to 5 because generally live scan places are not open on weekends or after work hours. And I do both. So it's a lot. It's harder to hope everyone gets live scans. So it's easier to just say, if I go to them, everybody lines up, 3 minutes each, and then we knock it all out. And I don't charge my roll. I adjust my rolling fee if there's groups, because number one, it's you got to give people a discount if there's that many. That's messed up. And it only takes when you have groups like that, it only takes 3 to 4 minutes because your computer's already on. They're using the same form, so you can just save the information and just load it, swipe the ID, write down the ATI number, do the prints, your thumbs, left hand, right hand, press send. That's it. So when you have groups like that and you on a roll, it 3 minutes generally. So that's why I adjust the rolling fee. All right, so let's talk about customer service. This is why I use Certifix. A friend of mine used Certifix, and he said, "Hey, it's a good company. I've had zero issues." And I said, "Fine, I'm gonna go through them." There are other companies out there. I don't know anything about them, but I do know Certifix. And what I can tell you about Certifix is that the customer service is phenomenal. They help you out. Everybody's nice. Everybody's super nice. Everyone I talk to, even when I make a mistake, right? There's a customer service number and there's a direct number to the office. And I made the mistake when I was first started doing prints was writing down the giving people the number to the office. And so people will call and you can call and check on your prints or get an update and say, "Hey, has everything cleared? Any issues?" And they'll give you like a broad update. They don't know for sure what, but they'll give you some assistance. But they were calling the office for that. And so the lady, and I already gave like about 10, 15 people the same number. So the lady will call and say, "Hey, just a heads up, there's a customer service number. This is what you're supposed to use when people have questions." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so more of the same people were calling, and then the same lady had to call back. I don't know, 2 weeks later, but she was so nice about telling me about myself. Um, so whenever I have any issues, I have to call sometime once or twice. I'll call about having them look at prints before I send them, because if you send prints and they get rejected, you have to do the prints over for free, and that's not fun. I've done had to do that twice. So what you can do is they're 9 to 5 hours. You can call them and say, "Can you check out these prints before I send them?" And they'll log into your computer and they can see your screen, and they'll let you know, "Hey, we need to roll this one over," or "Yeah, the prints look good," which is helpful. So if you have any issues and you're not sure about the prints, give them a call. They'll log into your computer and say yes or no, redo it, looks good, send it in. So that helps during business hours, but since I work weekends and after business hours, I just have to make sure I know what I'm doing. And also, there's a couple times where I've done the prints, but they didn't go through. Just something random with the technology. Sometimes you have to go in and resubmit, but they'll call and they'll send me an email and call and say, "Hey, just so you know, you have some prints that are scheduled, that they delete out the system after so many days. Yeah, we're getting close to that deletion day. The prints is showing pending. Can you just open your laptop?" And then I'll go in and make sure everything is clear. So they will call you and make sure that everything is on up and up and it's working out smooth. So the customer service is phenomenal. Everyone's nice. Everyone's super helpful with any questions that you have. So that's another reason why Certifix is a good company to go through. Training. Let's talk about training. So there are courses out there. People will teach you about fingerprints and getting business, but the Certifix will train you. You can go in person. If I'm not mistaken, the office is in Sacramento. Or you can do it over the phone like I did, which only takes 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how fast you catch on. So what they do is they have like 3 different type of live scan forms. There's a regular one that you probably use to be a notary, or if you're doing live scan, you've seen it where it just has the information on top. You fill out the middle, and the live scan person fills out the bottom. And then there's like a DMV form where the form is in the middle, the company's information is in the middle, and it's just a different setup. Same information, it just looks different. And you practice typing in the information, put in the ID information in, and roll in the fingerprints. And they watch your screen while you do it, so they can coach you through the process and teach you how to roll the prints and do regular flats. So they train you on exactly how to do it. And then again, if you have any questions while you're there at a fingerprint and you're not sure, you can give them a call and they answer and help you right away. Like a couple of times I had to call about ID because they didn't have, they had an out of state ID, and there's a different option that you pick for the out of state. And I wasn't sure which option it was. So I called and said, I have an out of state ID. Which option do I pick? And they said, oh yeah, you're right here. You pick this. Boom, you're good to go. Perfect. So customer service is great. The training was super simple and thorough and detailed. And so I recommend Certifix if you're looking for a company to go through, because there are different ones. Like I said, other ones may be great, but I don't know. But I do know Certifix is great. So how long does it take to do prints? So once you get used to it, it literally only takes 10 minutes. From the time I open my laptop to the time I close it is 10 minutes at the max. I don't have a live scan form to show you, but you type in information on the first page, press enter, their ID, you swipe the ID card. When you sign up, you get one of these ID card swipers, so it makes it easy. You swipe it, all their information from the ID pops up, so you don't have to type it in, which will save you another 2 minutes or 3, depending how fast you type. Go to the next page and you type in the ATI number, or you write down the ATI number on the paper. Collect payment, do the prints, both thumbs, hands together, lay it down flat, other hand together, lay it down flat, all green on the prints. It looks good, press send. So it's a pretty simple process, but some people have different prints. So age and wear and tear will affect your prints. So obviously the older you get, the more wrinkles or cracks you have in your hands. So I found that older people, sometimes their prints are a little more difficult to read, or if they've had a job where they work with their hands, like a mechanic or construction, and you've done that for years, your hands start to get kind of tore up, and it doesn't show as well. So there'll be more cracks. And if you can't read the prints regularly flat, because normally 9 out of 10 times, 99% of the time, I'm only doing flats, which is where it's just down and up, down and up, down and up. You do not have to roll, but you can roll on the machine. So normally this is just flats. Boom, boom, just down, up. But there's an option on here where you switch it, where you can roll your fingers on the machine, and it'll do it like that. And you only need to do that if the prints are hard to read. Oh, this video is almost 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to wrap it up. So you can roll if the flats are hard to read, but I have to do a video on that so you can physically see instead of just talking about it. But anyway, we'll do that. So I talked about my days of service, the pay, account token, advertisement, customer service, training, how long does it take to print, mobile, and where to find people. Well, people will find you. So the good thing about fingerprints is that they do not roll over. I had to get fingerprinted to be a notary, fingerprinted to be a fingerprint. printer, a Fingerprint to do process serving, and if I want to do another job, insurance, I have to get fingerprinted again. So fingerprints do not roll over, even though they go to the same DOJ. Sucks for the person getting fingerprinted, but it's good if you're a fingerprinter. So that's another good thing why it's good to do fingerprints. People have to get fingerprinted. That's another thing. Which is people have to get stuff notarized. So that's why it's good to be a notary, because we have to have fingerprints. We have to have stuff notarized, and so you will have work because we have to get it done. No matter what, if I want to do something different, I have to go get fingerprinted. So I'm gonna go find somebody that does it because it has to get done. There's no way around it. And like I said, they don't roll over. So if I'm going to do something else, that's another. People call me back, say, "Hey, I've done this job, and I'm going on to a new job. Can you come back to my house and do another print?" No problem. So that's another good reason. And for I say how I found clients, yeah, word of mouth. Also, my business cards. I don't think I have. Oh, I do have one right here. So my business cards has my picture on it, and it says Notary Live Scan right here. And sometimes when I'm at my signings, this is how I found one of the churches. I gave her my card and said, "Oh, you do live scan?" So yeah. She said, "Okay, well I need my church may need live scans pretty soon." And then 3 months later, I got a call and said, "Hey, you did a signing for this lady, and you do live scans mobile. Can you come out and do the whole church?" So, and I'm always wearing my shirt. It says Notary and Live Scan on the shirt too, so that helps too. Sometimes I've been at a signing and people will read my shirt. "Oh, you do live scan? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep your card and call you in the future because I'm gonna need that." So word of mouth, advertisement, online, and excuse me, then people found me that way. So besides that, and I've been doing it for a year. And I plan on doing it forever. Why would I stop? And I think that's about everything I needed to say. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. I tried to write it down, but I haven't made as much videos because I don't know what else to say. I talked about notary. I'll make a few live scan videos, but I'm not sure what else to talk about. So that's why I haven't been making videos as regularly as I used to. But maybe I'll have to brainstorm or leave some ideas because I don't know. But that's the live scan. I'm gonna do a physical video to show you how it works and what it looks like. All right, notary family, live scan family, love you. See you next time. Have a beautiful day.